years old.
And I'm India, and I'm 10.
And we're from the east coast of Australia. Our parents had a dream to travel the world with us.
We're now going around the world with our sailing boat Mola Mola.
So come on board and explore the world with us.
Well done, crew. Boat secured. Perfect Mediterranean mooring. We have arrived at the port of Auray.
Should we go and explore?
Yeah, let's go!
Why are there so many dogs here?
Are they friendly?
I think they're street dogs.
So you mean they live on the street without a home, no one to feed them or love them?
I guess so.
That's so sad.
Look, there are cats too.
We should find out what we can do to help.
This is our new friend Shabby.
We met her in Auray.
She thinks she is the boss of the port.
After all the school went out and you just saw this beautiful dog.
So Shabby, that we call her Shabby. And there's a dog over there called Creamy, and there's a dog over there called Mr. or Mrs. Blackback.
We saw a lot of people feeding her.
But you can see that she still wanted love.
We have seen many more street cats and dogs on our journey.
This is Skinny Bones, a beautiful little puppy.
Some animals were very cautious,
While others were very friendly.
it was always nice to stop by and give them a little love and affection.
We were so affected by all the stray animals we have seen.
That we contacted some experts to find out more about the problem and what people can do to help.
This is Julie Wilkinson, a co-founder of Dash, an organisation set up to help stray dogs in Greece. She generously gave up some of her time to answer our questions. Hi Julie, it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for agreeing to talk with us today. Why are street cats and dogs a problem?
So things like sterilisation don't happen very, very rarely. People don't believe in sterilisation and then the babies die on the street. It doesn't make any sense to me. So we do push governments for sterilisation. We try to raise money to get sterilisation programs going ourselves. That's why that's such a big problem, because they don't agree to sterilise.
Okay. What action do you think has the biggest impact on reducing the number of dogs and cats on the street?
Well, sterilisation. That's the big one, because if you sterilise a dog, a dog can have probably 30, 40 puppies in its lifetime, sometimes more. So that's got to be the biggest thing that we can do, is to get dogs sterilised. We try to raise money independently so that we can do some of those sterilisations ourselves. Yeah.
We noticed that a lot of people leave food and water out for the dogs and cats. How are the street dogs and cats viewed in Greece?
It's a difficult one. The problem is that because Greece is beautiful, it gets lots of tourists. And when tourists come along, all the Greek people who have shops and restaurants, they want the tourists to come to their restaurant, they want them to come to their shops. So they put out food and they put out water, and they make out like, you know, they really support these dogs. But in actual essence, very few do. Because as soon as the tourist season is over, the food and water disappears, and then dogs start getting poisoned. So it's very difficult. They pretend, a lot of them, because it's good for their business, but it doesn't actually make a big difference at all.
We have read that your shelter is one of the largest in Greece. How many dogs do you have in your facility?
Oh my goodness, are you ready for this? We've got over 800, and that doesn't include puppies. And we have dogs coming every day, and we have adoptions taking place all the time. That isn't good, healthy dogs. All those dogs that are in our shelter are dogs that have been abused, have been tortured, have been dumped, or who have long-term illnesses and not been treated. They're not healthy dogs that have been picked up. These are dogs that have been rescued because they need help. They're not healthy dogs. So can you imagine if we were to pick up healthy dogs as well? We're running out of space to put them. We're running out of people to help them.
And how many more do you think are still out there needing help?
Thousands. I get telephone calls and messages every day. You know, people find puppies in bags in the rubbish bin. It's very hard, very, very hard, because there just isn't anywhere for these little things to go. Strays on the streets are the legal responsibility of the municipalities, and they have a legal obligation to do something about the pups. But all they'll do is ring organisations like ours and say, can you take them, can you pick them up? And many times we have to say no because we haven't got the room.
Dash is run by volunteers. What countries do the volunteers come from, and do they usually leave with a rescue dog?
It would be lovely if they all left with a rescue dog. Volunteers have been difficult the last couple of years because of COVID, so we've really, really struggled. We have volunteers from France, Germany, Sweden, Australia, Canada and England. We get a lot of support from the Germans. There's a German organisation which is a sister organisation to us, Dash Germany, and they try to do what we do in the UK, raise money and awareness.
How many dogs are adopted from Dash in a year?
Oh, probably between 200 and 400. The last couple of years have been difficult because of COVID, and also the UK had a problem because we came out of the European Union. So that was a big problem for us because all the rules changed about how we can get dogs in. So with Brexit and COVID, adoptions have slowed down a little bit over the last 2 years.
Are people more willing to take puppies than older dogs?
One of the problems is that puppies find it very difficult to survive in the shelter. We have lots of puppies die because really for a puppy to come into the shelter it needs to be vaccinated before it comes in to protect it. But some of them are so young they can't be vaccinated, so they're very exposed to all the germs and bacteria that's in the shelter. So if they do survive and somebody wants to adopt a puppy, the puppy's usually 4.5, 5 months before we can get it to the other country because it has to have all its vaccinations. So, and the law says that we can't do anything until 4 months. So that puts people off. And a lot of people like older dogs. You know, dogs that come into the last little bit of their lives, the last quarter of their lives, that have had a terrible life so far, and they want to give them a good ending. So lots of people like to adopt older dogs and show them what love really is.
And what happens to the dogs that can't be rehomed?
Well, they stay with us. Their life is the shelter until they cross over the Rainbow Bridge.
What can people do to help stray animals?
You can give them food and water, telling everybody what the situation is so that we can raise more money. You can tell as many people as you can, because the more people that know about the problems, the more likely we will be able to change them. Get people to follow organisations like ours and support us. There are organisations all over Greece like our organisation. We put a lot of pressure on people to make things change for the animals. I've written a little storybook and I've given it to all the local schools in the UK so that children can understand the situation. I'll be taking copies of that over to Greece. So encourage people to buy the little book because it talks about empathy and what you can do and, you know, the problems that dogs have.
Can you tell us the title of the book?
The title of the book is called Izzy Meets Baron, a Dash Story. Can you see that? It's about a dog called Baron, and Baron is a Greek shepherd, very big dog, huge, great dog, and we rescued him because somebody cut off his ears and his tail, which is very common in Greece. So this is a story about Baron, and he meets a little girl called Izzy.
We are so happy that you are doing something to help the dogs.
I can't imagine my life now without doing it. It's, you know, my whole life is about them now.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. I've enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of this. It's brilliant.
With our questions answered, we were set to go off and learn more about some of the other animals of Array.
Do you want to research it? What do you think they would eat?
What is it called again? Never matter what it's called, we love it.
It's called Olva.
He's tickling me. It's going on my fingernail! Ow! If you cut it in half, then it actually regrows the other half and you can make two out of it. But it hurts the creature a lot if you cut it in half, so that would be really bad for it. And also, we haven't seen Shabby yet. If you like our videos, subscribe below and join us next week for our search of the month.